Taylor Sanford here with Utah Roundnet. We were the first organization in the world who started to adopt Premier Spike. Back in 2018, we started out and we quickly became one of the largest Roundnet organizations in the world. We host over 30 tournaments every year. And in 2023, we decided to make a switch from our Spikeball Pro nets to the new Premier Spike nets. Let me explain the things that were important to us as an organization. People are coming to tournaments, they're competing. It's really important that we have consistent equipment that stays in place, that doesn't bend and twist. And at the time, the Spikeball Pro net was the best thing we had. Okay, we stuck around with it for 5 years and it was fine. You know, that's what we had, everyone was used to it. When I heard that Premier Spike was coming out with something new, I wanted to get my hands on it right away. Again, we've got thousands of people play here in Utah every single year at our tournaments. It was really important to me to have the best. So I'm gonna go through and talk about all the differences and why we decided to make the switch. First and foremost is the consistency. Okay, so you see here, okay, you got the Spikeball Pro net. It looks fine right here on the ground, okay, but if you get close to it, you can tell right away it's actually not even a circle. It's a little bit of an oval. It's got a little bit of a flat spot right here, okay? And that's really tough to have people win on something that's not consistent. Think about basketball. If the NBA was playing on one of those portable hoops, think if a high school team was playing on one of those portable hoops that you roll out into the street, okay? They gotta play on something consistent. And that was one big thing, was with these, not always an exact circle. Also, as you tighten it, okay, they're gonna become little Pringle shapes, okay? As you go around, okay, you tighten this, okay, ball hits into it, okay, you can already see this leg's popping out, okay? They end up being like a Pringle all the time. And then between every single hit, okay, it moves off of the center, okay? So every time, our players are having to come in and adjust it. Again, it was fine, it was what we knew, that was the best that we had. But let me explain the Premier Spike. First and foremost, let's start with the setup. Premier Spike comes with a measuring line where you can see we've got a nice little serving port right here. We got a no-hit zone, a serving line, got a stake here, spray can, we're able to paint a circle. Spikeball actually used to have a serving line back in 2019 and then they stopped. I'm not sure why. And so we were all just kind of having to makeshift our own measuring lines. But when you come to the net itself, okay, this thing is incredible. The setup is easier. You've got the hooks on the outside. So if I do loosen up a net here, let's start with this. Okay, to tighten it up, all you do, you grab the net, you pull it down. There's twice as many hooks around the whole rim. That means that, you know, when you got these little squares, it's really hard to get everything exactly tight. So with these double the amount of hooks, if one of them isn't on perfectly, it's still nice and tight on the other ones. Versus Spikeball net, one, we had to undo the net between every tournament or else the rims would break. But you gotta go up and around, you gotta break your thumbs, try to find that hook, okay? And then the ones around the legs, those are the real beasts, okay? And again, right away I tightened it up and we got it out. Straighten it out, try to find a circle, okay? Okay, so that's a big thing about the setup. We just leave the net on tight all the time. I don't loosen it between the tournaments. The rims are strong enough that they stay a perfect circle all the time, 24/7, okay? The other thing, they are 2.5 times heavier than the Spikeball Pro net with a lot more surface area on the ground, okay? These, one, they're ball holders, which is nice, especially if you're playing indoor, but two, they make it so that the grass comes up in between the legs. So, okay, this net doesn't move, okay? Okay, if I hit it really hard, it moved maybe a little bit, okay? Versus, okay, I do that, that's what happens. So we've got the consistency there. Next up, we're gonna talk about putting it together, okay? So I hope this demonstrates the playability on it. Okay, the net is tight, means the balls also bounce a lot better. less pockets because the net can be properly tightened. The pockets on that, I'd say kind of are about, maybe 8 inches in. The sweet spot in the middle is a lot bigger. Pocket's probably only 4 to 6 inches. But to put it together, okay, so we got a couple of our extra rims here, which we haven't even had to use this year, by the way. We have yet to break. We've played 23 tournaments so far this year. We have not broken a single Premier Spike net. I have a picture that of the last year we played on Spikeball Pro sets. We've got 2 giant bins of broken rims that we broke throughout that year. So these are our two replacement rims we have yet to use. How you put them together, okay, they slide so nice and easy. Okay, you've got in here, okay, you got a little button in there, but they don't twist and turn, okay? We've got this here, it's not a circle, you put them in. The legs, they'll snap to the bottom. They don't snap in between these, they snap to the bottom, okay? Give them a nice pound so they get in. What happens, the great thing about this is why it doesn't break. Someone does land on this, okay? Nothing's broken. We are good to go, okay? Right back to playing. Versus, I guess this is gonna be the last time I'm using this thing, versus this. 2 rims are broken. You're done for the day if you don't have replacement rims on you, okay? That is a huge part. I was replacing 3 to 10 rims after every single tournament. It was obnoxious. Again, having to take apart the nets, put in the replacement parts, and right now I've got this thing here. I've got to pull it out. I've got to get a screwdriver to pound this little piece out right here. It was obnoxious and a total waste of time. So I hope that gives a good review as to why we at Utah Roundnet decided to move to Premier Spike, because of the consistency, the ease of use, and the durability. Hope that helps, and you guys have a great day.